very important election federally coming up here on the 21st of May. Now, is this election, like our background, just nothing more than illusion? Remember, Stalin said, it's not he who votes, it's he who counts the votes. And we certainly need an enormous lot of help and luck, because we have what I can see, Lord and Hardy, we have I might just put a little picture up and give you my interpretation of who Lord and Hardy is, but we can always work it out. The two major so-called parties are nothing more than private corporations. It's been like that a long time. And if you go back quickly, I don't want to waste people's time, but there's more important things coming up. You're going to see a tradie, a property owner, a business owner, a very successful gentleman who still works hard on the tools and looks after his people. He's going to give you a real demonstration on what a politician. Now, a politician is supposed to, the word represent is an illusion, is to represent on behalf of the people, and this is exactly what he's doing. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people out there, the majority, I think, are really asleep. And if we get the Labour Party get back in again, I can assure you from one word, I seriously, even at my age of 76, I'm thinking seriously about emigrating, because they destroyed this country originally. And of course, they're all private corporations. They have destroyed our lives, and they've created everything that's happening here is just a mirror image of what's happening in the United States. Now, let's look at the real man and what he believes in. What is the ACE and why are you here today?
The Australian Electoral Commission that issues the election writs, it should be issued by the Governor-General of Australia. So we've been going to the polling booths and asking for a copy of that writ, a legal copy. Okay, I've turned up to the AEC, the Australian Electoral Commission today, and this goes out to everyone in Australia, to report some things that are happening in this election. And we've been to the polling booth this morning asking for a copy of the writ signed by Linda Dussel for the election that needs to be advertised on at least 2 newspapers, which they cannot give us any information of what dates those writs have been advertised, which is law under the AEC. And I've also, this is stage 2, coming to the actual AEC, speaking to the divisional manager, and I've asked him the same thing. I'd like to see a copy of the writs. Now, the only copy that I've seen of a writ that should be signed by the Governor-General, he has actually witnessed it, and it's been signed by a politician from Western Australia. So we believe the writs are not legitimate. And also, I'm here to claim the first seat back from the 2 major parties. I'm claiming victory in the seat of Dunkley in Melbourne, Victoria. As the other 8 candidates in this election that are up against me are foreign corporations with an ABN, which makes them under section 44.1 illegal and illegitimate to be running for election. So being the only standing candidate left that isn't incorporated and also doesn't have an ABN, there is only one option, and that is for the AEC on Saturday night at 6 o'clock when this counting finishes, is to declare me the winner for Dunkley. And I believe I'll be going to Canberra to be your representative for the people of Dunkley. Thank you very much. And this video is authorised by Darren Bergworth, independent candidate for Dunkley, Nepean Highway. Liberal and Labor governments of this country and this state and every state in this country are illegitimate, and they've been breaking the law and removing your rights every single day. And we are a step away from being a communist country. And people might scoff at that, but this is as serious as it gets. We have a document here. In 1973, the Labor removed us from our constitution without a referendum. In 1975, the Lima Agreement that robbed our manufacturing that was all sent overseas. In 1988, Labor removed our English common law rights. Well, it all goes back to the same thing. The treason and the fraud of all governments and the laws that they break every single day by forced vaccinating people, which is an illegal act under all different codes, including human rights and the Nuremberg Code. You cannot force or coerce a medical procedure that someone doesn't want. And both these sitting members and all politicians in this country have been doing that for the last 12 months. And there should be a royal commission into our governments, and they should be removed and put in jail. Okay, well, first of all, we can start in Canberra with the lifting of the, I think there's about 28 or 30 suppression orders. One has to do with the pedophile protection industry, which is our politicians and our judiciary. And this is a widespread problem, and it is being exposed. And that's the first thing. Stop, release those 28 names that are on that list that the government doesn't want released, because we're going to lose confidence in our politicians. Well, I can give them a bit of a heads up. That's a bit late, mate. The horse has already bolted. There is no confidence left in our politicians. They are corrupt, and they need to be exposed, and that's what I'm here to do. Also, just on the other thing, and I've got some documents here that Peter might be interested in looking at, and that's a summary and felony charges against Brett Sutton, the Chief Health Officer that she's taken advice from. So these documents, for anyone that wants them after this meeting, I've got them available here, and you can do your own research. They're legit, and there's going to be a lot more charges. Obviously, Dan Andrews is about to go down the screaming heap for multiple reasons of fraud and corruption within his government. We've just seen Gunner resign
the question was more
Northern
about
Territory, and we've also
how
seen Gladys Berejiklian and her Deputy Premier resigned last year as well. So it is all coming out, the corruption's being exposed, and they're dropping like 9 pins. Where are all the men? They're off playing footy or drinking piss at the pub, and yeah, I'd like to be there doing that too. But we need to get them on board, and we know that they're trying to slowly transition men into women, and that's just a fact. That's happening. It really is. The masculinity of males is decreasing year on year, and the whole brainwashing leftist agenda used to just start at university. Okay, now it's in preschool and it's in early learning centres. So we're having whole generations of brainwashed, indoctrinated people coming through, like Greta Thunberg and others, that actually believe this tripe that they're being rammed down their throats. So, and that's why so many people are leaving the education system and taking their kids out of it, because, like I said down at Mount Eliza 2 weeks ago, parents know what their kids need to learn to set them up for their life. The education system or the indoctrination system doesn't. It's a bad institution, and we need to change it.
Thank you for watching London News. For God's sake, don't waste your vote. Get out there with a biro or a pen. Biro is brand identification. Get out there with a pen. Go above the line. Vote for, if you're in Dunkley, vote for Darren. If you don't like Darren, vote for the alternative parties. It doesn't really matter whether the party is not, but do not vote for the two so-called preferred parties by the media. And the media is just spreading illusion, and they will continue to do it. So London News signing off. For God's sake, wake up, guys, because if you don't, we're on a downhill spiral. We've got no food. We'll have nothing left. We'll become slaves. And just remember what happens in one of the other countries where the whole city of over 25 million people are in lockdown. And if you think that can't happen here, well, then you've got a problem.